everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Fan lets Savannah Chrisley have it with cold, hard truth. A fan is not holding back when it comes to Savannah Chrisley, and they let her have it with the cold, hard truth. She has been getting a lot of heat recently, and people are not being that kind regarding her and her family. So what did this follower have to say? Keep reading for more details. Fan lets Savannah Chrisley have it with cold, hard truth. Savannah Chrisley has been working on getting her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, out of prison since they first went in. They have been locked up since January 2023 and will be there for a combined total of 19 years. Julie was sentenced to 7 years, whereas Todd was sentenced to 12 years. Currently, Julie is in Kentucky while Todd is in Pensacola. It has been a nightmare for Todd, which Savannah has spoken about on her podcast, Unlocked. Currently, he is in the process of being transferred, which is a blessing and a curse. Savannah has made it known that she is going the distance to try and free her parents. Julie had a resentencing, which did not work out the way that they hoped. Therefore, Savannah has hopes the president will be able to help her, and her fans have been nothing but encouraging. They have suggested that she take it to the top, and that is exactly what she is doing. Then others think she needs to stop complaining so much and be grateful that her parents are still alive. One fan wanted to let Savannah know how lucky she was, so they sent her a message on social media. The fan started a Reddit thread to share this message that they sent Savannah Chrisley. They wanted to let her know that they just buried their father. At 29, they will never see their dad again and are tired of hearing Savannah whining and complaining. She can see, email, and call her parents, so she is luckier than most, but does not appreciate what she has. So did fellow Chrisley knows best fans agree, or did they feel for Savannah? Way to go. Many followers were proud of the fan for sending the message and harsh wake-up call to Savannah Chrisley. They felt that this was the perfect message for the podcaster, and it was time someone said this to her. Furthermore, they wondered if the fan got a response. Time will tell if Savannah will acknowledge this person's pain and see how fortunate she actually is. Savannah Chrisley had just wrapped another emotionally charged podcast episode when she logged onto Instagram, expecting the usual chorus of sympathetic comments and supportive emojis. Instead, her notifications were flooded with one unexpected post that had gone viral. A fan's brutally honest letter titled, "Savannah, it's time for the cold, hard truth." It wasn't angry. It wasn't cruel. But it cut through the gloss like a razor through satin. The fan, who simply signed the letter as a former supporter who still cares, started off by acknowledging what so many had tiptoed around. Savannah, I followed your journey for years, from pageants to the reality TV spotlight, from glam vacations to your current heartbreaking battles. But someone needs to say what your inner circle won't. You've lost yourself in your family's chaos. As the letter unfolded, it was clear the author wasn't a hater. They were a disillusioned admirer who had grown tired of the excuses and the filtered narratives. Your father is in prison. Your mother is too. That's devastating, and no one can truly understand what you're going through. But instead of growing from it, you've become trapped in a role. The defiant daughter, the relentless brand builder, the one who has to prove everyone wrong. But in trying to prove your parents' innocence, you've started gaslighting your own reality. Savannah had posted videos defending her dad's character. She'd slammed critics for kicking her family while they were down. She promoted products while wiping away tears. It was a strange cocktail of grief and influencer culture, and fans were starting to notice. About accountability, you pivot. Every time a tough question comes up, you get louder, not clearer. It's like you believe the volume of your conviction can drown out the facts. The words made Savannah freeze. She had built a career on her image, the blonde Southern belle with a backbone of steel. But this fan had managed to see past the extensions and the hustle. They saw the tired eyes behind the highlighter, the tension behind every family-themed post. You've asked the public to believe in your parents' innocence, but you haven't once acknowledged the victims. The people who were lied to. The families who trusted your father and lost everything. Doesn't their pain deserve a moment of your platform too? That part stung the most. Savannah had always positioned herself as the protector of her family's legacy, especially Todd's. She had become the unofficial spokesperson, launching appeals, writing statements, giving interviews. But in doing so, she had ignored a crucial perspective. The people her parents had allegedly harmed. As the letter continued, it took a softer tone. You're strong, that's never been in question. But strength isn't shouting over people, it's sitting in the silence and letting uncomfortable truths settle in. Maybe your parents did wrong. Maybe they didn't. But the court thinks they did. And if you want the world to trust you again, you need to stop acting like you're above consequence. The final paragraph was what hit Savannah hardest. It was part confrontation, part plea. We watched you grow up. We rooted for you. But now we're watching you drown in denial while calling it devotion. You're not a villain, Savannah. But you're not a victim either, not in the way you claim. And until you learn the difference, you'll never truly heal. Please, for your sake and your siblings, stop making every battle a performance. Start being real. We're ready for that version of you, if you are. The letter ended without emojis. No hearts. No hashtags. Just the raw, unsettling honesty Savannah hadn't heard in a long time. That night, she didn't record another TikTok. She didn't fire off a defensive Instagram story. She didn't even reply. Instead, she sat in her dim kitchen, staring at the words. Her phone buzzed with messages from friends who had seen the post. Some said, "Don't let the haters get to you." Others begged her to clap back. But a small part of her, a very quiet, nearly buried voice, whispered, "What if they're right?" She thought about Grayson, about Chloe, about the role she'd taken on as their caretaker and emotional compass. She thought about how many times she had said she was okay when she wasn't. She thought about the times she had skipped therapy because a podcast sponsor wanted her to promote makeup. About the way her stomach clenched every time someone mentioned restitution. About the fans who had quietly stopped engaging, not because they stopped caring, but because they couldn't recognize her anymore. For once, she didn't reach for a camera. She reached for a journal. And she wrote, "What if this is my turning point?" No filters, no hashtags, just ink and honesty. For the first time in months, Savannah wasn't performing. She was reflecting. And maybe, just maybe, that was the beginning of the redemption arc she'd been chasing all along. Not one written in neon lights or viral clips, but in small, uncomfortable steps toward truth. Because as painful as the fan's letter was, it held the one thing Savannah had been missing: accountability. And as it turns out, that was exactly what she needed.